Hey everybody, I'm Rachel. Welcome to my spirit art channel. I'm going to be doing another spirit art reading today for a future viewer. So I don't know who this reading is for yet, and hopefully somebody will contact me if this resonates with them. I keep forgetting to do the spirit art reading for Jerry, who was another one of the 5 Facebook winners. And I'm not really sure why that keeps happening, but every time I prepare myself for another spirit art drawing, I totally blank on the readings I should already be doing. So I'll get to Jerry's soon. And then I think I have one more and then I'm done with the 5 Facebook readings, but this is a different reading, and spirit art is not for normies. And I did a swimsuit review and I did another one. And so I was like wondering, why am I doing all these swimsuit reviews? And then I have the idea after this drawing. I'll explain why I'm doing the swimsuit reviews, because it does kind of tie in a funny way. Right before I get to the drawing here, I wanted to say I'm giving readings tomorrow at Serenity Rock / Halos Holistic Healing Center at, the address is like 1309 East Guadalupe Road in Mesa. It's basically Guadalupe and Alma School. Okay, let's get started on the spirit art drawing. Okay, here, so we have 2 spiritual portraits. And what I mean by spiritual portraits is that these people do not look like this, but they look like this spiritually. So this woman is not actually green, and this boy is not actually orange, but they look like this in a spiritual manner. That's what I mean by spiritual portraits. The mother is green, like I said, green with envy or unhealthy, unhealed heart energy. She's perverted, basically. And then this boy here is a much lighter color. He looks more healthy. Obviously, there's a night and day difference. When I began this drawing, I thought, okay, just in case you hear a cat meowing, I did get some cats, so they might be meowing in the background. I thought that this might be a very dark drawing about pedophilia, and it is not. So I will continue. It is about polarity. So it's about light and dark, good and bad, good and evil, just opposites within the same family. So these people are related. This is a mother and a son, and they had an incestuous relationship. So they were adults, and the mother knew what they were doing was wrong, and then the son, even though he was an adult, didn't know that what they were doing is wrong. I believe that they lived in Arizona, that they could be in the LDS church. Okay, so am I saying that a lot of people in the LDS church are like this? No, I was given these answers when I was asking questions. And this is my cat. He meows when I'm doing stuff. So I think that this, are you gonna sit here? Are you gonna sit or do something? Okay, I don't think so. I have no idea what he's gonna do. So this woman had a husband, and I think he was aware of the relationship that they were having, and then he eventually left. This individual here, the son, was abused by other people when he was a child, and she had a history of abuse in her family, but she did not abuse him as a child. And I know this is a really heavy subject. Okay, I understand that this is unpleasant and that some people don't want to talk about it, and I understand that, but I also want to preface this by saying that this is about opposites in the same family. So you can have 2 people in the same family that are exact opposites. And I think that that probably resonates with a lot of people. Like, you live with somebody and you're like, how could I be related to them? Because they're doing this and I'm totally the opposite. That's what this is about. It's about being complete opposites in the same genetic pool. This child, well, this young man, because he wasn't a child at this time, didn't know what he was doing was wrong. He did not know that the incestuous relationship was wrong. He thought it was normal, and she knew it was wrong, and that's why this is her spiritual portrait. And also, I did not know why I wanted to make her hair speckled. I just want to say that right now. When I was drawing this, I was like, why speckles? I still don't know why. Maybe she had salt and pepper hair at the time. I also want to say that, yeah, this is a heavy subject. Maybe that's why I have to do the swimsuit videos, because you know what? That is light and that is funny and silly, and this can be a heavy subject. But talking about families can be a heavy subject. But I digress, and this son thought that what was going on was normal. It seems that the mother may have wanted to kind of turn her son bad, because she kind of knew that what she was doing was wrong. So she wanted to also make her son like her. So once again, you have opposites in the family, and then one family member is trying to turn the other family member maybe against other family members, but in this case to be like her. The son is still considered innocent in a spiritual manner, because that's why he looks like this. Like, he looks more light and balanced and airy. These two individuals are alive right now, and they look completely normal. So once again, she does not look green in real life, and he does not look orange like this in real life. I believe that they may have had a grandson together. So this woman may have gotten pregnant from this relationship, thereby birthing her own grandchild. I looked up cases of mother to son situations or incest. I don't know if this video is going to be flagged or something, because I'm saying that word. The closest thing I could find was a case in New Mexico, in Clovis, New Mexico, and the mother's name was Monica Mares or Mars, and then the son's name is Caleb Peterson. Monica gave her son Caleb up for adoption when Caleb was born, and as an adult, Caleb reunited with his mother in Clovis, New Mexico, and he was about 20. Monica was about 36. So they're adults, and then they began their sexual relationship. Then they were arrested in 2016. As Caleb grew up in foster care, he didn't really know that this relationship with his mother was bad. But she must have known, and she also had 9 children total. I don't think that any of Monica's children were fathered by Caleb, but it's just an interesting coincidence. There were 2 other cases that were of mother-son incest that they were both adults, and one was in North Carolina, and it was Melissa Nell's Kitchen, and then her son was Sean Thomas Pfeiffer. So they were both adults, Cheryl Lavoie and Tony Lavoie, and they're in Massachusetts. So they're quite a bit farther out geographically. They're not Arizona. Actually, none of those cases are Arizona. I'm just saying, like, I did look up the cases, and I think that this sort of family situation is vastly underreported, because I'm just positive that there's got to be some more cases rather than just these 3. I know that this is a really heavy subject, but in this case, Spirit is telling us that the son is relatively innocent. And even in the case in Clovis with Caleb Peterson, in court, they pretty much said that Caleb didn't know what he was doing was wrong. He grew up in foster care. I mean, honestly, who knows what happened to him in foster care? And I think that in this case of the mother-son situation, the son, if they're a child, they don't know that it's wrong, okay? And they can still be genetically related to somebody in their own family who is literally doing evil. And I want to also emphasize that this message is not about fear. It's about family and having opposites within the family, and then also outside appearances do not disclose the spiritual identity of an individual, because this is how Spirit sees these people. There's really something wrong with this woman here, and this child, they just need like some help, but they're not intrinsically evil. Like that's not their makeup. There's help for this young man. People who do these sorts of things or involved in these things can look completely normal. So how do we identify them? If you're like pretty much a normal person, how do you identify somebody walking around committing these sorts of crimes, right? Well, you have to have good discernment, right? And so Spirit, when I was drawing this drawing, Spirit was saying like the way to know, to grow your own discernment or to be able to tell what other people are doing is to first know yourself really well. Like, know yourself. What are your own motivations? Are you heart-centered? Are you coming from a good place when you do what it is that you do in your life every day? And there are a lot of people out there that have really good programs about discernment, about developing your own discernment, because I by no means can ever say I have great discernment when it comes to people, because I do not. To develop your discernment, you just have to know yourself best first. Know yourself, and then the discernment for about other people and their intentions will follow that. If this is familiar to you, if you know these people or something, please let me know. I know it's kind of a dark message. It's really not that dark though, because any time for channeling work is actually a chance for the spirit world to celebrate humanity. And what they're doing is they are teaching us something. And they're trying to teach us that you can be the opposite of somebody in your family, even if they're evil, and you can still be good. You can still be good, even if other people in your family have done extremely dark things. You can be related to them and be intrinsically full of light and godliness and be a truly blessed person. And then somebody who stands right next to you is the exact opposite. It is possible, and Spirit sees that even though we can't. And I think that that's a really good thing. Even if we can't always see that, it's something that we can aspire to. We can aspire to developing our own discernment. If you know these two individuals, please reach out, and I will give you a scan of this drawing. I hope you enjoyed this reading, guys. Have a great weekend. Bye.